Hello everyone! 2 years ago I released a first impression video about this helmet, the Nishua Carbon Enduro Super Light something Chinese masterpiece. And yeah, since it was 2 years ago, I think it's time to make some medium long-term review about it. Let's see! In the last 2 years, I usually use this helmet on my adventure rides, even mostly of the motocross and enduro track rides. I can say this is not the best option for any of these, but this is a really good option for all of them. So why is this? Let's see. First of all, you need a very good and comfortable and light helmet for the long rides, on the adventure rides. The first good thing I can confirm about this helmet, this is light. Yes, this has a weight about a motocross helmet, even if it has this very nice visor with the pin lock. It has a peak, which one is a little bit weak, but the good thing, when it shakes, it doesn't shake the whole helmet with it, especially when you are riding on highways. The foam inside is very good, it's very thick. After 2 years, in several places it's almost dead. If you like that the helmet just covers most of your face area, this helmet is very good for you. It even closes very nicely around your neck because it's tight, and there you are. Also the back side of it, because it's really difficult to take it on and off. The closing of the visor, it's simple, and because of this simplicity, it's not 100% perfect. On the expensive helmets, you will find much better closings and wind protection and everything. And here at the Nishua, I would say it's 90%, because if you want a very good isolation, you have to push several times, so several places are open and close the visor to fit it nicely. Yeah, it's Chinese, no wonder about that. The ventilation on the highway is really nice, I can see, because there is a little hole up there, but inside the helmet there are very good ventilation lines, which at high speed give you acceptable cooling. But at low speed it will be not enough. There are several open holes on the front. You cannot close them, but I never had any issues with them. I was riding a 2-day full raining rally raid, and there was no water incoming either. Everywhere else there was, but the helmet wasn't the problem in this case. And on winter, when I use this extra cover here, it gives a very good protection against the cold coming inside the helmet. And there are some ventilation holes, which one certainly just suck out the air. There is no water incoming in these holes either. The noise in this helmet is loudish. There is no wonder, this helmet is very Spartan. So if you want a really comfortable helmet, the Super, Shoei or Arai is the one for you. You must give much more money, but you will get much more comfort and safety and everything. And you will get much more weight as well, because I can't say enough, this helmet is super duper light. On the highways I use most of the time earplugs, and they just work very fine with the helmet. I have an intercom system in it, the Sena 30K, and I can understand even at the high speed up to 120, 110, 20, yeah, whatever. But above 130, yeah, it's just not working well enough. And this is my experience on the highway at high speed, because to be honest, I don't ride too much on highways, only when it's necessary. This helmet shines on a long adventure rides, when you ride a lot of off-road, when you don't have to struggle too much in the mud and the tight single tracks, because then the ventilation is good enough and it has a very good view in it. You can wear nice motocross goggles in it, certainly not the big ones with the roll-off system, you know. And when you are wearing it, you can even close the visor at the same time. The ventilation for these adventure rides is enough, even if you sweat a lot, because somehow it just managed drying off the thick foam. And because it's super light, you can wear it easily all the day rides. In the summer on the motocross tracks, or when you are riding mule roads or single tracks in the difficult forest road, yeah, it's still acceptable. The ventilation is not as good as in the motocross helmets or some very expensive adventure helmet, but it's good enough. I was able to exercise in it on the motocross track, and I was able to ride even in the hot summer rides in Italy. Oh my God, there was 42 degrees and we rode all the day in the dusty and sunny conditions. I almost fell off the motorbike, but the main issue wasn't the helmet. As you know, I ride all the seasons around, so there is no stop for me even in the winter. And I can say it was really good in the winter too. The pin lock works nicely, except when the situation starts to be difficult, when I have to struggle in the cold off-roads, when I'm starting to sweat in the helmet and the outer temperature is very cold, the pin lock starts to let the fog in. But even I was able to set it up and ride it all the winter time without any frozen ears or nose. Certainly in the winter rides I use this extra cover here, which makes the hole for taking on the helmet yet again smaller. My chin always stuck in, but yeah, this is a struggle for the cheap helmet, I guess. Now let's see what kind of modifications I made on the helmet. First of all, I added this camera chin mount, which was designed by me. And if you want to get one of these, write in the comments below and let me know if you are interested. Because if you are, I will upload the 3D model of this and you can 3D print it for yourself for free, because I am this kind of person. The other modification, as you can see here, I just added dampenings like this to dampening the rattling noises when the shield just starts to rattle. I also added here, and this is the time when I can show you that you can easily open and close this part of the helmet, and there is this little pad as well. Yep. Let me mount it back, push and turn and done. I always take the additional piece to remove the peak when it's necessary, but yet it wasn't necessary for me. Okay, so these are the noise dampening additions I made. Other than that, I didn't modify anything on the helmet outside. Let me show you the inside, where I have a lot of modifications. I mounted the Sena 30K communication system. I used the stick microphone. You can see it here. I just used the thin cable. I have no issue with that yet. The microphone is hidden behind the foam here, and it works very nicely. If we talk in the system to each other, the others can hear me very nicely. There is no wind noise in it, so boop, it works. To mount it, I simply used the original metal plate, which was in the box with the Sena device. I had to cut off a piece of plastic in this area to let the metal part just slide in its place. Then the cables can be lead very easily. I was busy bee because I made the small channels in the plastic in there. I used the Velcro system to touch the earbuds as well. I have earrings and I can take it on and off without any issue. according to the loudspeakers, but as you can see here, there are already some issues with the padding. Since I have a large forehead, I added some plastic inlets and some foam parts, and even cut some sharp areas out in the front. So now it fits nicely. And now let's talk about a little bit about safety. I had several small crashes using this helmet and nothing serious happened. There was only one crash which was a little bit more serious. I had a small concussion and yeah, I was dizzy about for 1 hour. But after I was able to ride home on my motorbike, and the helmet protected me very nicely. I'm sure it would be much more safe if I would wear the expensive helmet, you know, where the inside there are these extra sliding mechanisms. But right now I trust this helmet and I hope it will protect my head as good as it did in the last 2 years. Considering all this, for me this helmet is just worth the price. I know it would be better if I would use some expensive version of this, because yes, there is, we all know the brand, but this one is much more affordable. If you have the money, buy the more expensive one, because it's more safe, it's more comfortable, and I'm sure it's better in every way. But if you are thinking in the budget, because simply you cannot afford more expensive helmet, this one will work. If you have not super high expectations about everything, this is just a very funny and super light helmet. If you want to know anything else about the helmet, just write below the comment section. I will answer all of your questions for sure. And yeah, this is all I could say to you about using this super duper light Nishua Chinese helmet. I hope you like this video and hopefully see you next time. Ciao!